It's that time. Oh, gotta eat that crow today. Football talk with Russell Wayne. Look at that. Michigan Wolverines beat the Buckeyes. Congratulations, Michigan fan. I gotta honor my bet because I'm a greasy Buckeye fan. And I made a bet. And I'm here. And I'm here. The Lions lose on Thanksgiving. Buckeyes lose to the Wolverines. But I'm still here. I'm here to take it. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. But it's back to work. It's time to get it done. Mike gets to have the glorious thing happen when I got this hat I gotta wear. You're gonna love it. If you're a Michigan fan, this is your day. This is your day. I can't fit it on with my headset though, but there's gonna be a moment here where Mike gets to see me put on the hat. And it's gonna be glorious for him. I understand. Hail to the victor.
All you gotta do is fold the headphones back and it'll set right on top. There you go. See? Yeah.
All right. Let's try that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, you can see it.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
See it. They can't see it yet.
Glorious.
It's glorious. Okay. All right, let's get this over with. Where's my? There it is. I'll probably change that since I whooped it. There you go. Happy Monday to you, everybody.
I didn't know that when I make a comment, it'll comment as every platform. Big game tonight. Big game.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big Shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is Football Talk with Russell Wayne, and that is me, Russell Wayne, the Buckeye fan that lost the bet. And here I am right here to honor the bet, wearing all this ridiculous Michigan gear. Congratulations. Hail to the victors. And let me bring you up early right there just so you can have your laugh. Laugh it up. Yes.
This is so
It
good.
is so glorious. Yes.
I'm so glad we didn't have a podcast 15 out of the last 18 years.
Yeah. I feel like I got the short end of that deal. All my Michigan friends didn't want to do too many bets over the last 20 years. But all of a sudden, we got these bets flying out of left field, and I'm honoring them. Here they go.
You are an honorable man, sir. You are not a Welch. You hold up to your word, and I have nothing but respect for you.
But here's the reality of it. Michigan wins the game 30-24 in really an epic battle. I mean, really everything that I could ask for in a football game other than the outcome. That's kind of where it's at for me. What a great game that was.
Great game. Gosh, what a great game. Even if we had lost, I would still say it was a great game.
And I text you in the fourth, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, that said, what was my text to you? What did I say?
What a beautiful end.
A beautiful ending, because I already knew that it was going to be one of those games that's going to end, 2 versus 3, undefeated Michigan versus undefeated Ohio State. And that's all you could really ask for in a competitive game, all the way to the end. And, I wanted to cry about stuff, but what are you really going to say? Like, even if you get a call here or there, it's still a closely contested game. It is as advertised. Michigan goes on to the Big Ten championship, and really, I think you absolve yourself in this over all of the sign stealing. Now, not the fact you broke the rules and all that, right? And you're paid for it. You lost your coach. You got suspended. You got hit with the stuff. But the players went out there. Obviously, you're not stealing signs, over the last, 5 weeks when you're in the middle of the scandal. So they got it done. Congratulations.
And we may not have heard the end of it either, Russ. The NCAA could take away scholarships. I mean, there could be action coming still. So we're not out of the woods yet, but at least for the rest of this season, Harbaugh will be back on the sideline for the college football playoff, or the Big Ten championship at least. And then we expect to be in the college football playoff, and he'll be there for that. So I wonder if Sharon Moore did enough to secure himself a future as a coach in the league, in the NCAA. I wonder.
I don't know. Hail to the victors. I needed to get that in the background right there so you guys can, gloat in my face right there. And I don't think that you've heard the end of it. I don't want to talk about that today, the scandal part of it, because this is a celebration for, yeah, and I'll take you there. I don't want, I mean, I'm not going to run Michigan into the mud today over anything, whether they may have something happen because of the scandal and the sign stealing, whatever. That doesn't need to be brought up today, because that had nothing to do with the game. And they played the game, and obviously they didn't cheat in that game, because I'm sure that they were being watched like hawks through the whole thing. So you got a straight up victory. Hail to the victors. There you go. Yes. Robert, you picked today to come back, huh? Today. That's the day he comes back.
Oh, because the Packers won. Of course, Robert's back in here today. When they win, I'm telling you, it's whack-a-mole. Lose. We won. Lose. We won.
Yeah, well, Lion fan are like that too. I think that happens with Lion fan too, because we've watched it. We watched it happen with like the engagement with what the stuff that we do. And all of a sudden, the engagement, come on, Lion fan. We're supposed to be better than that, right? We're supposed to be better than that. You guys already given up on it? Mike, do you want to talk about this game? Let's talk about this game before we go in and we change the subject. Yeah. Give me your main event, Mike, tail of the tape. What happened in this Michigan versus Ohio State game?
Well, I mean, the home team won. Had this game been in the big toilet bowl down there in Columbus, then that might have been a different story. I hang this loss on the coaching staff, on Todd Day for Ohio, because the opening drive of the third quarter, they ran 10 straight run plays right into the end zone. We could not stop it. On their next possession, they throw on first down. I mean, it's working. Why stop? Why not chew up that clock? You had the lead.
Yeah.
What a game. These two teams slugging it out like two heavyweight prize fighters. Touchdown. Oh, yeah, I get a touchdown. You want a field goal? I'll get a field goal. Oh, you going to stop? We'll get a stop. And it just went back and forth. And I can't say that one team, usually we say, oh, well, one team wanted it more than the other. I think time just ran out. If the Buckeyes would have had another possession, they were going to score again.
Right.
Well, the INT at the end sealed the deal. Had it not been for that, I firmly believe they would have scored.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of the flow of the game at the end. It was like everything that could be taken from the flow of the game, any momentum they could have had got stopped either by a long play review or something like that. So any of the momentum that you can get from that, you really had chance to, have your coaching staff go in there and really get these guys ready for a play and everything, and not like on a regular, like 2-minute drive type of thing. But I mean, that's it. You got close calls. They got to review the plays. They got it. They did their job, and fell a little bit short. So I'm not gonna give Ryan Day too much crap over the loss, because all in all, I'm actually proud of the Buckeyes in the game, because the last couple of years, Michigan's kind of, you went down to the horseshoe last year and kind of beat their ass in the fourth quarter and ran away with the game. And the same thing with the year before. And this game was way more closely contested. And I thought that, that Ryan Day did a better job in this game, keeping it close, and, and making it a one possession thing at the end. I mean, and it really does come down to like one play. You can go back to, don't turn the ball over, right? You can go into that touchdown. If it was called a interception in the end zone, that's how close this game was. One play here, one play there. So no complaint out of me. We got beat. That's it. I'm wearing shit. No excuses. You lost.
Just like the Lions and the Packers, right?
Yep.
We got to eat that crow. And for you, Russ, I'm sorry, both of your teams lost. It was a devastating week. If Michigan would have lost on Saturday, that would have been a devastating weekend for me because you know how badly I wanted this Packers win. It was fun touting 790 some days since I've had. Well, that's over. And it was fun running him in the mud. Love stinks. No, he doesn't.
So are we officially?
No, he doesn't stink. Okay. I mean, it was a great win by the Green Bay Packers. Kudos to you. Packer fans will be on tonight for the NFC North open mic. I'm there. It's Eating Crow edition. You want to come on in, give it back to me? You're welcome to. I will take it like a man.
All right. Well, I have to get my you told me I didn't have to wear it the entire time right here, so I'm going to let Tony Romo come in and segue us.
Let's change the subject, because we don't have time to unpack all of that.
Okay, we can get out of that mode right there. We're back into the loss. The Detroit Lions stole. They're ready. We're ready to win on Thanksgiving. They stole our hearts on Thanksgiving, and the Green Bay Packers get it done down in Ford Field, and we're in a. Are we in a panic? That's kind of where my thoughts are. I got a question. I made up a couple of these questions here. I mean, have the Lions already peaked? I mean, and that's a question I want to pose to you, Mike. I mean, have the Lions peaked? Are you worried about this? Is this a
donut? It's such a tough question. It's such a tough question. I mean, they traveled to New Orleans, then to Chicago, home against Denver, at Minnesota, at Dallas, and then home against Minnesota. So, I mean, have they peaked? I hope not, but it's possible. After the way they played in San Diego, the defense, the way that they played in Chicago, and then letting that first quarter of the, you know what? That first quarter, if you take that first quarter away, the Lions beat Green Bay. They kicked their ass. They outscored them for the other three quarters. They outgained him in almost every statistical category, even with the loss. But that first quarter was horrible. Have they peaked? I don't know. Have they hit rock bottom? I think they have. Against the Ravens and against this team in this last 4-game stretch, they have not looked great. They did come out with 2 wins of them 4 games, but that's the worst we've seen them look all year. So let's hope that this is the floor. I don't know what the ceiling is, but let's hope this is the floor.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with it, and that's why I asked the question in the way that I do, because Lion fan is so hot and cold from the win to the loss that, I want to be able to give you that space. You deserve that space to go, man, some shit isn't right. We got to fix some stuff, right? You deserve to be able to have that, but to completely jump off and say this, oh man, I remember when we were 6-2. No, we were past 6-2. We were 8-2. Okay. So we're in uncharted territory right here. It would take a epic collapse right here. But I'm not saying you can't lose in New Orleans. You can't go back to Soldier Field the week after that when they have a long week to prepare for you to come back in and lose 2 in a row. This team could be 8-5 when you come out of that stretch going into Denver. So that is a scary proposition. But I don't think this team's peaked yet, because we have players that are like, you almost feel like they're kind of breaking out and doing stuff like Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, there's some magic that feels like it's about ready to materialize there. I don't know if that's just me. Is that just me? Or I don't feel like the offense is peaked or anything. I feel like there's some magic that can be found this year. And I think they will find it between now and the end of the year. But if we lose in New Orleans, I'm going to be back here on Monday, and I'm not going to have my confidence face is going to drop like by 10 degrees. And
they lose to Atlanta. New Orleans lose to Atlanta yesterday to not be leading the division. They're going to be hungry. They're still in a division race. They're going to be a tough out for the Lions to go on the road and win that. it could be a toughie. I expect the Lions to do very well moving forward. I think this is the end of it, though. They're going to come back out and play like they have. I think all this talk about getting rid of Aaron Glenn is ridiculous too. What's your next question that you had for Lions fans?
Well, I didn't think that we were going to jump off. Let me get this. Yeah, thank you. Are you concerned about the Lions offense or the defense? Who are you more concerned about?
Well, I'm not concerned about the offense at all. I'm not concerned about Jared Goff. He had a bad game. Whoopie-doo. He had a bad quarter, actually. I mean, the quarterbacks, all players go through a stretch like this. We're going to get back at home cooking for the Denver game, and I expect by then he'll be right as rain. I have no doubts about or concerns about the offense at all. The pass catchers, the runners, the offensive line, wondering there. We need Jonah Jackson back, no doubt. I do have some concerns about the depth of our offensive line. But other than that, I'm good with the offense. I think we can score with anybody and on anyone. The defense, I am concerned. I'm concerned that there's no pass rush. If the season ended today, that would be the takeaway from the season. Lack of a pass rush.
Yeah, I feel you there. But it's like over the last couple of weeks, to me, I'm more concerned about the offense because the offense is giving the ball away multiple times, whether that's Jared Goff fumbling the ball or it's the offensive line not protecting him enough. And I did peek at the PFF scores, and it was the interior of that offensive line that was awful according to those scores. Then we'll hit those tomorrow too. We're going to do PFF Tuesdays tomorrow, and we'll be talking about last night's game, and we'll be talking about the PFF scores from this Green Bay, and you'll be surprised at some of the scores that were on there. But the interior of that offensive line concerns me, and if we can get Jonah Jackson back, I'm not as concerned about it. I think that is a stalwart line if they're all together there. The defensively, it seems like they make the adjustments. It's like they go out, they get walloped in the first quarter, give up 20 points, and then they settle down. They got to work on the beginning parts of this game and not to let teams jump out on them. And I think they'll be fine. Don't turn the ball over, and defense, really protect that first quarter. Because you got to play all four quarters. You can't just always be in comeback mode. That it seems like they get pretty solid when they need to get stops. Because it wasn't like Green Bay was just running the ball and playing Marty ball like Chicago did the week before to give us the ball back. They were being aggressive. They were trying to get first downs and throw the ball and continue to score points because they know how we are. Because we're aggressive too. Because if you're not aggressive, we'll out-aggressive you. And Green Bay just kept the pedal to the metal. They jumped out to that lead, and they just kept the pedal to the metal. And kudos to them. I want to give them more credit than I want to say, oh, my God, here all these bad things. It's like, yeah, you got jumped. Cameron Sutton. I mean, you didn't think that the fastest guy on the team might run down the field on you? You let Christian Watson get behind you, Tracy Walker, on the first play of the game? Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Green Bay was aggressive from the first snap, Paul. You're right. And interesting that overwhelmingly teams defer when they win the coin toss? The coin toss.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
And Green Bay wins the coin toss, and they elect to take the ball, which was kind of okay. And then they come out. They're going to need to establish the run. Whoop! A bomb to Christian Watson. From the very beginning, they had us on our heels, which is what we did to them in Lambeau. Now, Robert did have a comment over here talking about how they owed us a beatdown. Big difference, I think, in the two games. If you look for the last three quarters, we outscored the Green Bay Packers 16-9. Okay, so no, You didn't put a beat down on us. You beat us down for one quarter. We turned the ball over. You scored on it. Okay. You were up 20-6 at the end of the first quarter. You end up winning the game 29-22. So don't say you whooped us, because you didn't.
Well, I mean, we did score and have to kick an onside kick at the end. So, I mean, really, they may even just say that we got the score in garbage time, and that's fair, too. We did not do enough offensively, but it wasn't like your offense just kicked our ass. We couldn't get it done on the offensive side of the ball, and that's supposed to be the strength, right? And our guys in the middle did not do Jared Goff any favors. They pushed him to the outside, and Rashad Gary feasted. Had a Thanksgiving Day lion as he pushed him to the outside, and Gary was able to. I mean, you can't give the other team points. I mean, strip, fumble, touchdown. You really only scored 22 points. Jared Goff gave you 7 all by himself, just all by himself. But how close was that? That was almost a throw. That was what? This much away. Another one of those 1-inch things, right, Mike? I mean, 1 inch.
Game of inches.
If he would have just pushed the ball forward with his pinky.
Zoe calling me out on my last comment, which is fair. Man, it was
What?
29-14 for the whole second half of the game. So, kind of alluding to what you were saying there too. Maybe I was exaggerating a little bit that, but still, it wasn't like the Packers were dominating us. You look at the stat sheet. We out in every statistical category on offense. We've got the edge. So
Right.
I stand by what I say, but it's a good call, though.
But your defense, like the thing is like your defense held up, because we didn't just turn the ball over 3 times. It's like you had said on Friday, was how many fourth downs? They were 1 for 5 on fourth down. So 4 times on fourth down, they went for it. And I would say 3 of them were just straight fourth down stops by your defense. When we were on your side of the field, we could have tried a long field goal. So this is one of those instances. You want to say you kicked our ass? That's a stretch too. Our over aggressiveness got the best of us. You're 1 for 5 on fourth down. I mean, I tip my hat to the defense. Green Bay's defense, their defensive front, the healthy part of their defense, that's who played the best game. You got the stops on fourth down. You got the stops on third down to get them the fourth down. But, I mean, to think that you came in and beat us down, like we beat you down, no, it's not even close. We beat you down there. That was a closely contested game that we got overplayed on our over aggressiveness. We gave you the ball 3 times, guys. You won by 1 possession. We gave you the ball. We gave you 7 points. Spotted you.
And that doesn't even include the fourth downs.
Right. There's 3 more fourth downs that we were in your territory that we just, our over aggressiveness, we got counterpunched. That's what I would say, is you guys counterpunched us very well. But it was still a closely contested game. You jumped out and we never got back. But a beatdown, oh God, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. I'm a homer. You're not a homer, Robert. You've been missing in action for like 8 weeks.
Dan Campbell got out coached, plain and simple. How you like a Viking fan standing at while 2 guys are fighting? He's standing there going, "Get him! Yeah, get him!"
Yeah.
Come on, Sebastian. You were hoping both teams would.
Hey.
You were probably rooting for the Packers all the way, with Minnesota running up our ass on second place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cool thing is the rivalries are back. I'm glad to see that the faces are back out there, and there's a little bit of smack talk going right there, and I love it. Campbell cost us the game. There you go. Campbell cost us the game. Yup. And turnovers and not holding on to the football. Jared Goff, 3 fumbles. You won by 1 score, guys. We spotted you three turnovers right there.
You'll never know what'll happen, what would have happened. We'll never know what would have happened had he not gone for it on 4th down and some of those questionable decisions. You never know, right? I mean, you could punt. They could drop the punt. It could change the whole game. We don't know what would have happened. But on face value, it's hard to argue with Robert here saying that Campbell cost you the game. You just don't know. We have the best punter in the game. Why don't you put him in? Why don't you use the Jim Tressel logic? It's the most important play of the game is the punt, where you could flip the field by 60 yards.
Yeah, and then you'd have Jim Caldwell again. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine to have your philosophy. But the thing is like everybody loves it when it's 4 for 5 on 4th down, when your truck's sticking the team and it's working. This is not, it's not a fair assessment. You live by the sword, you got to die by a sword.
Dan Gamble.
And Robert can say it's 4th down. Dumbass 4th downs, right? It's dumbass 4th downs. It is. It's dumbass 4th downs when they don't work, isn't it? Dang. Those dumbass 4th downs. And then when they get them and like, ooh, it's the cowboy. Look at the cowboy. Yeah, Dan Gamble. Yeah, Dan Gamble. Yep. You live with it, you die with it.
He gave away the Minnesota game last year. He gave it away. And it's not a far stretch to point at this game and say he gave this one away too, or he at least cost us a chance to be closer.
I wouldn't say that he gave us the game. He didn't do any, the gambles didn't work. I mean, if you bet on red and black and you bet red and it's black, you bet black, then it's red, black, red, black, and you get them all wrong. Of course, you're going to leave broke. And that's what gambling is. He's a gambler on 4th down.
Mm-hmm. And the fake punt was terrible, Russ. I know you hated it.
I hated the fake punt, but the thing is he owned the fake punt. And the thing is I forgive him for every single other 4th down that he had in that game. Go for them all. If that's who you are, go for it. But when you're on your own side, that type of gamble works once a year. When people are knowing that that's going to line up.
You watch the replay. The Packers were all shifting to that side before they snapped the ball. And on the snap of the ball, the entire defense was moved. They knew exactly what play was coming and where it was going. They saw it. They all saw it. Hell, Ray Charles saw it.
Right there. The comment you just brought up, Smoke and Jeremy B, me and you are aligned on this 100% lock. If you're gonna go for it on 4th and 5, why fake the punt formation? Just line up and square up. Just go out there and take your best offensive players and try to get the 5 yards against their defense. Don't run it to a linebacker with 2 other linebackers blocking for him. Anthony Pittman was one of the blockers on that formation on special teams. Like, what are you doing? You're not even putting your best guys out there for that. So that right there was a bad gamble at that time.
So Jean says Dan Gamble the game. He always goes for it, so I don't blame him. And I get where you're coming from with that. Like Russ always says, be who you are.
Yep.
I would have been.
That's why he lost the Minnesota game. It wasn't because he was too aggressive. It was because he wasn't aggressive. He was aggressive the entire game. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, no, I won't be aggressive."
We might have won that Seattle game if the Dan Campbell that played Thursday was coaching that game against Seattle instead of going for the tie and running off time to tie the game. Right? So I get what you're saying, Sean. You wanna be who you are. That's what Russ always says. If that's who you are, then be that.
And that's why it's like I hated that fake punt and I hated that he did it. I thought it was a bad call and everything, but I would rather him be over that line and still be who he is. He went too much. He admitted that he went too much, but I'm okay with him going too much instead of too little. Like, don't all of a sudden turn into Caldwell. Like, if you're going to be gamble guy, be gamble guy. Let me expect it. Let me expect it for you to go for it on 4th and 1 every single time when you're on the 50-yard line. You know? But I don't know. You're sitting there. You make a good point with the John Fox thing. If you got the best punter in the league and the guy can pin him inside the 2-yard line, do it. I mean, you must not trust your defense that much.
You must not trust your defense that much. That's the answer, right? Why else would you do that? In your defense, yeah, you had a bad first quarter, but that was the offense. You put a post up in Detroit Lions Villain Squad that somebody had posted. The defense isn't the one that turned the ball over 4 times. The defense isn't the one that was 1 for 5 on 4th down. Stop blaming Aaron Glenn and the defense. Were they perfect? No, they're not the best defense in the league.
No.
But they played good enough to win that game if you take away what the offense and the coaching did.
It's like, are you concerned more about the offense or the defense? I'm concerned about the offense. And the reason I'm concerned about the offense is that's what you bought and paid for. Your defense is a bunch of young guys they're trying to learn how to find each other, and they found themselves in the middle of the pack. That's where you want your defense. If you have a top with their building, with the offensive players that they have, the $100 million they have on the offensive line, they are going out to score on you. That is their identity. We are going to score more points than you. And when you have if your offense isn't doing that, your defense is at a disadvantage. This defense is built to get a lead and keep it. That's how they're built. That's when you're playing to this team's strength. When you go down 20-6, you're not playing to the team's strength. We run the football like that. That's why I'm more concerned, because we are resting our identity on the offense. So yes, I am more concerned that the offense is hurting. We know that the defense is still trying to find it. That hasn't been hidden the entire year. You know, you wanted one of these guys to step up opposite of Aiden. It hasn't happened yet, but you got a bunch of young guys. It's not too late for Josh Paschal to step up and have a good rest of the season. It's not too late for John Kaminsky to go, oh, okay, now, and then all of a sudden start to get cohesive. They have the players. I don't think that we needed to bring in somebody. They just got to figure it out on defense. But even at the worst, they're sitting there like, you're not 32nd in the league anymore.
No,
you were last year.
Cam Sutton is an upgrade on Okuda and Owarie. I get it.
It's better,
They're
but it's
better.
not,
They're
not
better.
And we're not San Fran. We're not San Fran on defense. Like, we're not the Philadelphia Eagles on defense.
Right now, this defense does not look like a championship defense, Russell.
You build this offense. No, well, but the thing is like, it can be a championship defense. Look back through the Kansas City Chiefs championship teams. I mean, look back at those defenses. Some of them times they step up in the playoffs, but none of those guys were statistically anywhere in like the top 10 on defense when Mahomes is there. You know, it's not. There's a offensive. This is an offensive league. This is an offensive league. The teams that win the Super Bowl score lots of points. Philadelphia versus Kansas City. Oh, well, Philadelphia's got the good defense. Well, Kansas City won the Super Bowl with not the best defense. Offense is king in the NFL now. Defense no longer wins championships.
It looks like, yeah, and we've seen that trend actually in the last few years. This is a talking point that national media has been touching on a lot in the last couple of years. Jeremy points out that this defense is called too inconsistently. You cannot ignore that, Russell. I think he's pointing at Aaron Glenn here. What do you say to that?
This defense was the 32nd ranked defense in the league last year. This defense is solidified itself in the middle of the pack right now. The defense under Aaron Glenn is obviously improved. Everywhere. And I'm not ignoring that the defense is the weakness of the team, though. I give that part credit. It is. It's the weakness of the team. But the identity of the team runs through the offense. That's why they put more resources into the offense. They want to make this offense, they believe, should be so good that when they go play San Francisco, that they're still going to put up 31 points. When they go play these top echelon defenses that win championships, they're going to be able to score on these teams. So their defense needs to be good enough to
check out this comment, Russ. Oh, that's not the one. Hi, Alicia. That's not the one.
Detroit lady. Love my Lions. That's right.
Hi, Alicia. That's
there you go.
This is it. Frank Reich fired today. Not even one full year at the helm of the Carolina Panthers, and he's fired. Ben Johnson, a North Carolina native. Great relationship with Todd Wash and Deuce Staley, who are already there. What do you think of this? Is this the opening for Ben Johnson?
If you're Ben Johnson, I'll pose that question back to you. Would you leave this situation to go to that situation?
I would leave this situation to go to a head coaching job, but not that one. Too far to go. Too far to go for Carolina.
I think that Ben Johnson, I just think that with what we have here, I would be surprised if Ben Johnson goes and takes a head coaching job this coming year. I think they may offer Ben Johnson the biggest offensive coordinator money ever in the history. And they can do that because it doesn't go against the cap. I think they're going to do unprecedented things here in Detroit. Loyalty is something that's very rare in the NFL. And it's usually the Lions ownership being too loyal to players when we don't have chances. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think that if he's going to go take a head coaching job, he'd go somewhere where he had a better situation.
Like the LA Chargers, like Corey says here. Right. I agree with you. If I were him, I would leave here to go for that job. I mean, if you ever been to Southern California, it's incredibly beautiful. Incredibly. What a great place to live. The cost of living and all that, the taxes aren't probably that great, but the weather is certainly gorgeous. You've got Justin Herbert. You've got some great pieces on defense work. He could make that team a contender in no time. But you're right. We'll hate to see him go. I think the window is this year, and the Lions need to get it together. They've got the schedule. Everything is lined up. They can still make a Super Bowl run. Call me crazy.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think that if you're out because of a bad game on an 8-3 team, this feels different to me. Like I said, I don't think that this offense has peaked yet. I don't even think it's came close to peaking yet. I think there's going to be some problems over the next few weeks as some of these players start to get integrated into this offense, because Jamison Williams affects the game. He affects the game with his speed, whether the ball's in his hand or not. You saw it last week. They backed it off. And, they went to him on a crosser and he gets a 40-yard gain because you have to back off of him. You give him the space. I don't know. When Goff realizes this, I think that Goff can get out of his slump. They protect him next week.
How about this one? Jeremy says that Frank Reich's upset because the GM chose Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. That wasn't the story I heard. Right. The story I heard was Frank Reich and the owner were aligned. The GM were aligned. They all wanted Bryce Young. I know that Bryce Young impressed the owner at a dinner and he made his decision. But I did not hear that Frank Reich was objecting to it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, Stroud was the best one just because I'm an Ohio State homer for one. But two, he has the prototypical quarterback body, like 6'3", 220, big body dude that can see over the defense. And he had all the stuff that Bryce Young had. with the accuracy and decision making. So
even though they lose yesterday, he's still with a bullet heading for offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. But who knows? I don't know. I don't want to think about that right now because he's our offensive coordinator right now, and I would love it to stay that way. This is the biggest question of the day right here for everybody, because the thing is like all you guys all want to talk shit, but here's the thing is y'all got to go through each other to get to us. Like, not only do we need to have an epic meltdown, but y'all need to beat up on each other. Who is the best out of these teams? I mean, can Green Bay say that they're better than us now? It's like, no, they can't, because we're 8-3 and they're what, 6-6? What's Green Bay?
They just get their fifth win.
5-6. So they're 5-6, and they have a chance to climb out, but it ain't going to be against the Lions.
It looks like the game has slowed down for Jordan Love. So if Jordan Love can continue this trajectory, I mean, they get Kansas City, they get but the rest are all powder puffs. Green Bay could make a run, right? They get the Giants, the Buccaneers, who Baker Mayfield got hurt yesterday. Then they get the aforementioned Carolina Panthers. Then they're at the Vikings, is a winnable game for them. And then they're home against Chicago. The Packers could win out, Russ.
They could. So could the Lions. So could the Vikings. It's like that. I like that. I like this at the end because it's predicated off of, the Lions have to take care of business either way, because any one of these three teams could go on a run, and it could start tonight. The Chicago Bears,
right?
We might have just fueled that fire, and here they come. I would feel pretty confident as a Bear fan going in there that your team is ascending. Or the Vikings. If the Bears win
the game tonight, the game tonight's going to go a long way to answer this question.
Huge. So big. I mean, this has been War Week right here. So the first piece is out of there, and that just puts Green Bay right into the mix with all these other teams right here, right? You put how many wins does the Bears have now? 3?
3. They're
trying to get to 4, and they want to get into this mix. So if the Vikings lose this game, it's going to be tough sledding for them.
I'm rooting for the Bears. I'm rooting for our buddy Bear Down Mike.
Because
Bear Down Mike just added to the Hallis Hall report, by the way. Congratulations on that, Mike.
Oh, so we got Mike the Bear fan and Bear Down Mike on the same program?
And Ken Dobies.
Oh, gosh. That's going to be a long show. No, we love those guys over there. Let me give them a little love right there. Good morning, Chicago Bear fans, right there. Hallis Hall report every Wednesday night, and then Sunday they go right before the game starts. And I think they be broadcasting, since they hit 10,000 subscribers or followers. They do they live stream the games. So we may start doing that sooner than later here, because we also hit 10,000 followers, and we want to figure out how we would be able to do that too, because we would love to be able to spend game time with the Lions fans out there and watch these games, and maybe plug a live feed into the Lions Den, for every game, and call them. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
About what?
Yeah. Detroit Lions villain squad right there. Yeah, we would love to be able to broadcast. I don't know if you guys would like to watch a game with us. Let us know about that. If we get enough interest in that, we may look into that, streaming the games live, because I know that's kind of a pain in the ass here and there.
What do you mean, streaming the games?
Yeah.
Would I be the play-by-play or the color guy?
You'd probably be better at the play-by-play.
Goff in the shotgun. Montgomery to his right. Here's the snap. Goff looking, throws. I'm on Ross St. Brown for the first down.
That's right. Wow. That's fan. Oh, the sun god has. There we go. Because why? Oh, man. Hail to the victors, baby. Hail to the victors. There you go.
I like this comment by Corey Patterson. I give Green Bay their credit. They came and they won, but they had this circled on their schedule. We embarrassed them and made it look like Ford Field, and we looked past them. Very short week too. I love that call out. I love that take. And like Robert said, we embarrassed them in Lambeau, and they came out and they weren't having it. And that's what you're looking at in the NFL. These guys are prideful, incredible, world-class athletes who any given Sunday can pull an upset. And if you're not completely prepared, you're going to lose. And I think we've seen a little bit of all of that. I definitely think Green Bay had this one circled, especially after week 4, and said, we're not letting this happen again. And I don't think the Lions, especially in that first quarter, were ready for the sucker punch they were going to get.
Yeah. And welcome to the NFL in the division games, guys. Like, you notice that when we pick these games on Friday night, and we're picking these spreads, and you get these ridiculous spreads that are in rivalry games that are more than 10 points. That's why we usually take the rivalry to make it so they can't cover those points. Because rivalry games are rivalry games. They know each other. We know the Bears. We know all the players. We know the Green Bay Packers. They know us. They know our strengths and weaknesses. We play each other twice. We know these teams better than any other team. And that's why they're usually closely contested games.
And that ties right into Scotty Reno's comment here. In the next 2 years, the NFC North will be the strongest division in the league. All the teams are all on the come up. I agree with that.
For real. And you got to draft well, and you got to stay ahead of the curve. And I do believe that the Lions are built for the long haul too. Actually, I think this team's scarier just as is. Fast forward of 365 days in experience with these guys. You know what I mean? Like, right. I think this team's a scary team.
See, Jason Smith said it would be awesome. He would watch us stream the game.
Okay.
It'd be great for us, but he doesn't even watch the Manning cast, or when Chris Collins Worthless is on, I mute the games. But Fred, it's me and Russ. We would crush that, right? We would be I watched the Mannings once too. It was so freaking boring. They're terrible. And Collinsworth is the worst. Russ and I would crush that.
And plus, we'd be a lot less expensive than $29 a month too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Whatever they're charging right here. I got a Chris Collinsworth. Here you go.
You ever meet somebody and they're so boring, you feel like they poisoned you? Like, you're talking to them and you're like, I feel like I'm dying right now. And I think you did it.
Yeah, that's kind of how Chris Collinsworth makes me feel when he's broadcasting a football game. Don't you think? Mm-hmm. I feel like I got poisoned. But this
Green Bay at Kansas City on the road next week. And I'm going to tell you what, Robert, if you lose that game, you better be here on Monday morning to take your medicine, because you guys are losing. You're a ghost, my friend. I realize you got a job. We all got jobs. But when you're losing, you're gone. Well, I don't care what the reason is. Maybe it's just a coincidence. But when the Packers are losing, you are nowhere to be found. And all your cohorts, when y'all were losing, you yanked me and Russ out of every chat, out of every group, because you couldn't stand that we were running you down. So now you're one, and you're here talking. Guess what? Russ and I are going to take it. We're going to sit here and take it. Yep, we got whooped from the jump. That first quarter, you guys whooped us. Couldn't even keep up. Okay. Yep. You got your dig in there. Next Monday, if you lose to the Chiefs, I want to see you in here saying, we lost. Take your medicine, sir.
And I don't mind that they're in here. You know, you can be in here. We invite everybody on every single show. And the thing is I'm here as an Ohio State fan wearing Michigan garb because you know what? Football is so much fun to me. And you know what? The camaraderie of all of this stuff, you know, get a little bit of egg on your face. You're not like a better person because you're a Packer fan. You're not like a better person because you're a Lion fan. There's no victory in, like, you know, people or whatever. It's just a game. It's a game. I want my team to win. I'm not stupid for following my team. Oh, you haven't won tonight. I don't care about any of that. If we win, yeah. All right. Cool. If you lose, you know what? Move on. Eat a burger. Go hang out with a buddy. You know, it'll be all right. Jason, I ate crow. Who ate crow? Who ate crow?
Jason, he's a Vikings fan, and he's saying after he was here eating crow, and then they've won 5 out of 6 after that. So he gets to come out here and beat his chest. Vikings tonight against the Bears. What a game that's going to be.
Yep.
I hope that it's a really good game. I'm rooting for the Bears.
Yep. This is a really, really big game for the Vikings because the thing is like they put a lot of hope into this Josh Dobbs character, right? And he had a really, really good couple of games, one of which he lost. And, you know, his record as an NFL quarterback all the way around isn't really that good either. So it sounds to me like he's pretty exciting, but he doesn't win. So, we'll see. We'll see. This is a big test for you. Like, I hope that you're not overlooking the Bears because I saw a poised Bears team last week that had horrible coaching and didn't know how to close a game out. The coaching didn't know how to close a game out. Justin Fields looks like a real deal quarterback. If he plays like that for the rest of the season, Chicago's going to be a tough out for anybody. I mean, that's ability right there. This kid runs a 4.40 speed if he can throw a little bit. This is something that I said at the beginning of the season, too. If Justin Fields can throw a little bit, he's going to be a dangerous player. He doesn't even have to be a good thrower. He's just got to be able to throw a little bit. With that speed and the way they were using him in the option and sliding.
It is Minnesota favored by 3 points at home against the Chicago Bears.
Bear Down Mike says, I've been here the entire time, sick of Packer fans only showing up when they win. Yeah, and I give that. Bear fans are better than Packer fans. 100%. It's not even close. Packer fans, when they start losing, they all go into a pack, into a room all by themselves and just go, we used to win way back. Look at all these championships. We used to be good.
That's an accurate portrayal of Packer fans. I like that.
That was Packer.
Use your wand, Willow.
But I've seen it real. I've seen it real. Maybe it's just because Packer fans think our show sucks worse than, because that's why they were gone. But I tell you what, leading up into the season, Packer fans loaded this screen. We had so many Packer fans. It was me, Mike, 8 Packer fans, and 5 Packer fans waiting just to go, you guys suck.
You guys are in for it. Jordan Love's going to be the next Hall of Famer.
He's the next.
You got to trust the process.
And then by week 4, ghost. Couldn't find one. Couldn't find one except for A-Dub and Steve is real. And that's it. That was it. Robert stayed for a couple weeks and then he was gone. So, but A-Dub, you are the best Packer fan on earth. Bear Down Mike, I'm so glad that you, that you come here every day. You take your lumps. You come on to the show. You tell me what you think is wrong with your team. See, we're going to see you bums in the playoffs and going to put us down.
I got Jim Mora on line 1.
Playoffs?
You're 5-6, Robert. You're 5-6.
They have a favorable
Wait
schedule,
a-
though. If they win out, they're going to the playoffs.
Playoffs?
It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah. They could win out and they could go to the playoffs. Wow.
I love this comment.
Wow. Wait, I'll say it's like their Super Bowl to come in and beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. It's like they're going to hang a banner. You're 5-6.
I love this comment, Joshua. It seems like y'all hate the Packers more after that loss. Well, Joshua, that I understand where you're coming there, but it is actually physically impossible to hate the Packers more than I already do. So, no, I don't hate them more. And by the way, I was one guy from the beginning of the year saying, you know what? Jordan Love doesn't look scared to me. He looks like he's just a young quarterback to me. And we saw in that Lions game, he is getting better. He's progressing. You know what? As essentially he's a rookie, he's doing phenomenal.
You know what's really funny is that like Robert coming in and all of a sudden talking all the smack. When you miss weeks, you actually miss the fact that Mike and I have been complimenting the Packers the last few weeks, but you wouldn't know that because you don't show up when they lose. You don't show up when I give them good PFF scores and go, wow, man, Jordan Love is playing better. Oh, wow, the defense is playing better, even without Jair Alexander.
He says, even when he's not on, he's still listening. He says, well, we appreciate that, Robert.
Wow, his fingers and mouth and buttons only work when they win, though.
Right. I'm listening, even though I'm too busy. But when we win, I'm not too busy.
And that's going back to we hate the Packers more. We don't hate the Packers more. We don't even talk about the Packers unless we're talking about their game, unless a bunch of them are in here running their mouths, and they haven't been running their mouths because they were in witness protection for a few
You are
weeks.
listening to Football Talk with Russell Wayne on the Main Event Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Main Event 365, and be sure to check out the show tonight in prime time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's the NFC North Open Mic. It's a little trash talking and football analysis. It's before the game, hosted by yours truly and produced by the maestro Russell Wayne. Be sure to tune in tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, NFC North Open Mic.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right. We got 16 people watching our YouTube channel and only 9 likes. So let's see if we can have some people coming in like, oh, yeah, if the Macho Man Randy Savage was right here, he'd say, yeah, climb up to the top rope, brother, and go up and, drop the Macho Man elbow, smash it down on the subscribe button, and on that like button too, because you know you love the Macho Man. Yeah, dig it.
How about this comment?
Bertana is a chicken choker. What does that even mean?
We're going to bite a kneecap
I
off.
don't even know. Oh my gosh.
Look, Bear Down Mike is circumventing it, but he is mentioning 1985 without mentioning 1985.
How do you say 1985 without saying 1985? And that is how you do it right there, my friend. But let me tell you, this is how we feel about that loss.
Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Hey, that's how I have to feel about the Buckeyes too. That's why I'm sitting here wearing this gear, because I lost the bet. This is burning a hole through me right here, and I've went through it.
Bear Down Mike, you haven't even started your podcast career yet, and this kind of statement's going to get you kicked off from before you even get started. Just stating we aren't used to losing. You're the Bears. You are used to losing. Stop it.
I'm used to losing. That's why it's funny when people rip on us for losing a game. It's like, oh, like, gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, we can melt down a few more games and I'd still feel better than I've felt in years. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we don't win 11, 12 games. We don't know what that's like. I don't pretend to know what that's like either. Poor Ryan.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero.
Hey, okay, Ryan. Okay, the game's over, dude. Chill.
Did you see Bye Bye Barry yet?
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't
no.
either. I'm gonna watch it today.
Actually, I'm boycotting it in my mind because I feel like they couldn't have done worse timing. It's like, oh wow, we're on the biggest winning streak of our lifetime. Let's release a documentary talking about how we went into a losing streak. I'm gonna wait till after the season's over to watch it.
Everybody says how great it is. I can't wait anymore.
Well, you let me know. I'm not going to watch it. I'm boycotting. I can't believe they released something like that at this point in time. They should did that in the off season.
Oh, Sebastian says those clips are so much louder than the show. Some EQ would be nice, fellas. Do we know how to control that?
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh well.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero.
Awfully loud. He's right.
Hello. Right there. Let's try that. Does that make that louder too?
It's the same.
Different. Okay. How about this one now?
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero.
It's loud.
Better?
No, not better. We'll try though, Sebastian. That's a good call out. We appreciate that. Chad Dateman says the Barry Bye Bye Barry is really good.
All right.
Yeah, it gives closure as to why Barry left the game the way he did, according to Henry. That's awesome. Thanks for everybody for commenting today. Thanks everyone for watching the show today. I got to jump off, Russ. I hope everyone will see me tonight, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, broadcasting live into Facebook. It's Main Event Mike, the King of Sting. NFC North open mic Monday at 7 p.m. That's tonight. Come in and see us. God bless you all, even you Packer fans.
That's main event Mike. Hope that you guys join us tonight for NFC North open mic with Main Event Mike. He does that every week. That gives you a chance to come in, talk your smack each and every week. You got a chance to talk smack each and every week. Run your team into the mud. Run somebody else's team into the mud. You feeling a certain way. It's war week. It's been war week all week. Michigan takes care of business against Ohio State. That's why I was wearing this ridiculous outfit today. The Bears playing the Vikings tonight. Gosh, what a big division game. This is what it's all about, folks. This is what it's all about. Division games that give an opportunity right here. I mean, the Bears could climb out of the basement right here. You know, you going to 4-7, right? Are you 4-7, 4-8? I know you guys don't think that you could do too much this year, but you know, you can go on a streak a lot like the Lions did last year. You got a young team. It's getting better. But so does Minnesota. Minnesota might just whip your ass. You think Minnesota's going to whoop you? You think Minnesota could whoop you? The Lions play the rest of the year the way that they did the last 2 games, I don't know. And that's what I mean. How are you feeling? I mean, as a Lion fan, I mean, are you in panic mode? Thank you for hitting the likes, by the way. I noticed that the likes doubled up to 15 right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. But are you, as a Lion fan, are you freaking out? I mean, you got these teams that are coming from behind you. I think this is like, I bring this up because here's these three teams that are in very similar situations right now. You got the Vikings that are on the top of that situation. Like they have the shot, to be in contention for the division if they continue winning. But the Bears are a better team. The Packers are a better team. That's what happens when your team is young. When your team is young, then your team gets better. If the coaching's right. I mean, you could argue that Matt Eberflus coached the Bears out of a win against the Lions. The Lions should be on a 2-game losing streak right now. But they took care of business. They made all the plays that they needed to make. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from that victory because I felt that they were the better team, and they proved it by the end. But that Bears team's better. That team is better defensively. They got good players on the defensive side of the ball. Brisker looks good. They were able to create turnovers. Justin Fields looked good. They made him go outside the pocket. I saw a side of Justin Fields that I'm not used to seeing. I'm not used to Justin Fields escaping the pocket and then deciding to play the linebacker up and dumping the ball over to a playmaker. I'm used to him running down the field and taking his easy 7 and putting his shoulder down and getting 9. Or busting out and running and getting a big rushing play. That's what I'm used to out of Justin Fields. But he played differently in that game. Once they flushed him out of the pocket, he kept his eyes down the field. Now he's looking for DJ Moore. He was looking for Cole Kmet. Looking for people down the field that can, his playmakers. He doesn't have to be the playmakers. And when he did run, he decided that he was going to slide whenever he had a chance to slide. So, Sebastian says it feels like 2017 all over again. It can be done. Yeah. All three, that's the thing. When I'm looking at this, and this is why I made the graphic, all three of these teams are capable of winning out. All three of the teams. Because if Justin Fields keeps playing the way they do, he's going to be a problem for the rest of the season. Now, if he comes back down to earth tonight and Minnesota's able to get to him and fluster him, turn him back into Justin Fields of old,
it's my quarterback.
Then, the Minnesota can continue or get back onto their winning ways. Josh Dobbs versus Justin Fields. That's a big matchup tonight. This is a really big game tonight. I mean, this is pretty much playoff elimination game for the Chicago Bears. If they had any hope of the playoffs, they have to win this division game to have a shot. Because to expect to win out, oh gosh, that's crazy. Now, the Green Bay Packers at 5-6. They could win out, but they got to play Kansas City Chiefs. And then I would say winnable games. You know, you're looking at the Packers, you got the Chiefs, you got the Giants, Bucks, Panthers, Vikings. Oh. And then Bears. Oh. That's where I think that the Lions are in a really good spot for the division. And it isn't because I think the Lions are going to be good or not be good by the end of the season. They got to get their shit together. But being at 8 wins already, when you're looking at these teams having to play each other, you know, the Packers got to go and play the other two teams in the division. Bears got to go back to, I mean, you got to come play us, or we're going to play you. So when I look at this, the biggest threat in the division, I mean, one of them has to win out. One of them has to be the one that says they're just going to beat the other teams, you know, and not only are you in a race with us, but you're in a race with the other teams in the division that you got to play. Now, the Vikings have the best shot because they have their destiny. Because they can keep this fairy tale run going, they can get into a spot with us that if they just win their games against us, they could win the division. The Bears could ruin that for them tonight. Because if they go to 6-6, that's going to take the chances way down. Obviously, they would still have their destiny in their own hands because they could win both games against the Lions. But you gave the Packers life, Lions, but you might have just given them fight because they go in there and be playing the Vikings. Going to be playing the Bears. Gosh, I love football. I love football. Please subscribe to us. You know, Main Event 365. Got the people on there. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with somebody else that likes football. This is Football Talk with Russell Wayne every morning. Every morning. 11 a.m. We talking football. Tomorrow's going to be PFF Tuesday. We're going to go over the PFF scores for all the games. I'm sure by the end of the show, I'll be able to have even the ones for the Vikings and the Bears right off the bat. It'll be right hot off the press on the PFF style right there. But I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm going to go into the back chat right here with you. But may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again tonight. NFC North, open mic. Peace out. Oh, thank you so much for being part of this edition of Football Talk with Russell Wayne. This is like the back room right here. Throw some of the smooth music on. Continue to talk some of this football. Oh, I'm so glad that bet is over. Is Justin Jefferson playing tonight? That's a good question. Justin Jefferson. I bet you he's a game time decision. I don't want to talk about it. Questionable. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, 34 minutes ago, report Justin Jefferson will not play versus Chicago. There you go. I'm glad I could help you out on that. Justin Jefferson's out. Out. O-U-T. Nope. Jeremy B. You can count on Jeremy. Jeremy will get you the right information. Biting kneecaps. Hail to the victors. Good job to the Michigan. You know, at the end of the day, after I get over the butt hurtness of my precious Ohio State team losing to the Michigan Wolverines 30-24, once I get past the butt hurtness of it, I can say congratulations to the kids, the 18 to 21-year-old kids on the side of Michigan who overcame a lot of controversy. They had nothing really to do with them. They played with the plays that were called, did what they were supposed to do, and they overcame that, and now they have a chance. No doubt in my mind that you go take care of business against Iowa in the Big Ten championship, and then you got another shot in this playoffs.
Playoffs?
College football playoffs. The last time that it'll ever be done like this. Michigan can win the very last one. And I just think that that would be poetic. Just from a respect of the rival, right? Ohio State won the first tournament to be national champions. And if Michigan were to win the last one, that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't like it as an Ohio State fan, but I would like it for my friends that are Michigan fans. I would be happy for you. I would be happy that you were happy. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That the last ever 4 tournament that Michigan's got a shot at it. Ohio State might get another shot at it, but it doesn't look good in that way. Have the Lions peaked already? Throw that in the comments. Have they? Have we seen the best out of the Lions? Is that it? They threw their best punch and now it's time to tank and be done? They're going to finish 9-8. Or is there still more? Is there more? I think there's more. I think they're just scratching the surface. Utilizing that speed from Jameson Williams. Being able to create matchup problems. Being able to rush the football. With a fully healthy offensive line. The Lions can get those things happening. They got like 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Best football right as the season's ending. I don't think they've peaked. But let us know. Could be. Could be. Can the Lions do away with the throwbacks? We only won 3 Thanksgiving game with them on. Yeah. I like tradition. Anytime you take tradition away, I would be against it. I don't mind the uniforms. I think not too much love on the uniforms. It doesn't matter to me. You play the game. I mean, if we won with them on, like we did in Oakland, they looked pretty cool when they won. Big changes in the Big Ten, 24 teams that are now part of that Big Ten. It's crazy, isn't it? I think changing it to the way that they're about ready to change it to, it definitely moved the power structure around a little bit. But at the end of the day, if you have a tournament, I think the college football tournament might be just as big as the NFL 10 years from now. I think you'll be looking at, the 2 giant tournaments, the NFL tournament and the college football tournament, because you're going to start getting 2 and 3 loss teams in, and they're going to get a shot at the title too. And it's like, how long before some underdog comes up in a college football with like 3 losses, they're the last team to get into the tournament and like win it all, go on a streak? It's the curse of the damn uniforms. I don't believe in that. Bobby Lane was in that same uniform. Eventually gotta let that shit go. Dude, I saw your custom Hendon Hooker. Looks dope. It does look dope. Oh, Jeremy, you got some good ones. That's a good one. I know, we're all joking. Oh, it's good stuff. This is good stuff. I love this. I'm on Ross St. Brown fined 5% of his salary for a normal block. That was kind of bullshit. Why they gotta be like that? I mean, how are they gonna go in after game's over and be like, yeah, it seems like they're just stealing money. Yeah, well that block, let's take $40,000. What? 40,000? An entire game check. And I know that they make a lot of money. That's more money than you or I are used to, or from an entire game. But you got to think that the average football career, I mean, nothing's promised to you. It's like, that's a lot of money. Not all of them make millions and millions of dollars. He's on a 4th round rookie deal. Can't be that much. So I think that was a little too hard, in my opinion. What do you think?
I say more dumb things before 9 a.m. than most people say all day.
Here's the thing, though. What I've been doing is 3:30 every morning. That's I get up and I do my sprints. Yeah, I mean, those are prime sprinting hours. People don't realize. And that's how I know I'm succeeding, is if I'm doing my sprints while everyone else is asleep. It's a winning mindset is what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Don't forget to stop by tonight. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for hopping on.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabinda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North this year, and we're going to do just that, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Just want to give y'all a shout out. Y'all have a great day.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.